as said, my name is Janne Lehtosalo. I'm working for Nokia. I'm heading the digital marketing strategy for India, Middle East, and Africa. So we have split into 4 regions, and this is one of them. And today I'm going to talk about the commitment of social media. And a lot of times, especially when we go to the markets, to countries that are not that familiar with social media, they're starting and so on, they want to do particular campaigns, and they want to run social media campaigns for certain product launches and so on. And we often face this question, and this presentation is pretty much the same how we approach those people and tell them what social media really is and where we're standing in Nokia. So at the moment, on global level, or let's say on Nokia level, we have about 17 million or 18 million. It's going up all the time. Fans on Facebook. On our YouTube channel, we have about 100 million video views. When we started, probably a year and a half ago, and then Twitter, LinkedIn, and we're following and trialing the other platforms. But the whole strategy and structure of Facebook or social media for us is basically that we have a global presence. So for example, Facebook, Nokia.com, sorry, Facebook / Nokia, and then we have a local presences. So on Facebook we have 73 country presences too. And not that far away, maybe 2 months ago, our local presences together grow bigger than our global presence. So on top of this, we have the more traditional digital marketing platforms like the .com, .mobi platforms and so on. All right, so often also we hear that social media is free. And obviously, maybe the media could be free, but there's a lot of effort, a lot of coffee and cigarettes going into operating social media. So first of all, it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of mind, because the reason is that in order to be relevant for your community, you need to be delivering continuous flow of stories, continuous communication, and also you need to be in dialogue with your people on your presence. So basically, that's going to tie up resources, but also it means some clever minds in order to be able to create or post relevant communication day by day. Also, it will connect different units of your companies, because people are asking questions from you, and you need to be able to react really fast. On top of this, why I put the dollar mark there is that I'm also believing that since there's so much information, so much content, so much people posting on social media today, that you need to amplify some of your content also with media buy. So like almost like the organic growth of social media is getting tougher and tougher every day. So it's harder and harder to get the visibility that you want to see. Even you want to post something to your own fan base, maybe 16% will actually go through, and the rest of it is something that you need to amplify with your media budgets. All right, so that's basically what's going in. Then what happens there in the middle, that you have to select the relevant social media platforms, and they are social media platforms. So at the moment, like I said, we are focusing on Facebook, Twitter. We're doing LinkedIn. We're doing YouTube, and then we are exploring. So we're testing, because every time you set up a new presence to a new social media platform, it's forever. It's a commitment for a long time. So you cannot do something and then suddenly can stop it. So in order to go there, you have to be pretty sure that you can cover the effort and the cost and with the value. And what is the value then? It's advocacy. It's love, more or less. and try to explain this to your CFO, to saying, okay, I need 100,000 to invest to social media, and then he's going to, okay, how much we get back? Can we get $1 million back? And like, yeah, we get a lot of love. So that's just how to justify the love. And we've been talking that it's the advocacy is everybody has some sort of an opinion of your brand. So whether it's you don't know Nokia, so basically you're neutral. Your advocacy is basically zero, and then you have either positive or a negative statement of our brand, and you're willing to communicate either positive or negative things, and those things that we can help consumers or people to do the thinking about our brand. All right, anyone you manage in social media presences? That's I have to take my hat off because it's a serious job. It's basically MC of your brand. So basically, these guys are talking about your brand to your communities every single day. And if you think about it, what's the value between average MC or average DJ in a nightclub versus a top DJ who can, bring in the right tunes and make the whole party rock? There's a huge difference. So just putting the big picture there and try to think that, okay, you're the guy right there in the middle, and there's a Times Square 100,000 people over there, and it's your job to make these people party. So that's the essence. And we've been hearing already about the social media management and the talent and so on. And I guess the next thing is the story. So what are you talking about? What are you posting? What are you, what's a communication from you to your communities? And basically, whenever you post something, you probably want to think that is this relevant to my community? So is this something that they would like to hear? Is it relevant to my brand? Something that we would like to say, a brand, and is it actually conversational? Because the conversational, creating conversational content and interesting content day by day, that's the big task of a social, being social. And then, the best ones will be shared forward. And talking about the sharing then, we just launched, and we've been hearing about this earlier. So we just launched Facebook in Pakistan a couple of months ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and it's been growing fairly nicely. So we're about 300,000 plus fans. But for me, the more important thing is that there's a 63,000 people now talking about Nokia. So if I do my math right, and every person has average 150 friends in their network, and basically when you do something, you post something, it goes through approximately 16% of your network. So basically, via those people, they are talking to their friends. They're talking to 240 of their friends about us. And think about the value of that. So, brands can always, you can talk how cool you are and how, about your products and how great your stuff is and so on. But if you think about the value, if people are talking about you to their friends versus that you're talking about yourself to an audience, what's the difference? What's the value? Also, another example on this, on the right side. On the right side. So we just launched the Lumia 900 in US, and 2 or 3 days after, 156 people has rated the phone 5 stars. And going back to the love, so we've been hopefully doing some good things, and people are now willing to talk about our brand. They're willing to talk about the positive things about us. And if you think about it, if you would have a media money, you would like to, what's the value of that little page there versus that you can create, how much money you need in order to create a similar effect? Because people go there, they listen, they they read these posts and they read and try to make a perception of their own that what am I going to buy this device, and they're doing the desk research and so on. So this sort of a love is that it's unbuyable. And the whole thing about social media is people talking about your brand, which is much more powerful, much more louder than you talking your brand by yourself. All right, so a couple of examples here. So we launched the Lumia 800 product in London, and this was somewhere in November, a typical London November weather. Nothing spectacular, but about a few hundred, maybe a few thousand people. So it's not really extremely sort of a controlled situation when you're running these. We call it 4D projection, so with dead mouse, and but the fact is that the events continues to live. So whenever you do activities, whatever you do, you always have to think about it. Okay, can we make it social? So try to bring your all the events, all the things you do with your brand, try to bring it to the next level. So can we make things in a way that it keeps living? So for example, this case, a few hundred people were there, maybe a few thousand, but after that, 3,600,000 people have experienced it. So I went to Lebanon, and I was talking about with people that have you seen anything about the future Nokia and so on, the portfolio and so on, and they started to talk about yes, they saw this and so on. So basically, it amplified the whole event, and still living there. So we get maybe 100,000 visitors or 100,000 views per week to this particular video. All right. Another example is that there's always an opportunity, and if you think about it, how media has changed in the last couple of years. I mean, the whole, we've seen what happened in North Africa, and we've seen things moving super fast. And if you think about it, like an example, some big celebrity would do something dumb in a nightclub, and somebody sends one single tweet. And that tweet, if that's a right tweet, goes to the right place. It's before that person is back home half an hour after the whole, whatever they messed up is all over the news, all over the world. So going back to the how fast word is spreading in a present the media environment, especially in digital, is that example we just launched the Lumia 900 in US, and after 1 or 2 days, really embarrassing, we found out there's a memory issue in the device. So a lot of people actually bought it. There's a memory issue. It's not, there's some failure in connecting to the networks and so on. So, and the present, the media environment, things go like fire forward. So in this case, what we decided is that we acknowledge it. So we actually told, yes, there's an issue. Then we told at the same time, yes, we're also going to fix it in 2 days. And then we asked that, we're really, really sorry. And, actually show how sorry we are. So we gave $100 credit to people who are actually already bought the device. And if you read, some of these posts, so, thank you, Nokia, I'll take the phone, I'll take those $100 and buy my girlfriend a Lumia and so on. So 95% of people commenting on this issue actually were positive, and this is a crazy, really bad, embarrassing issue. But we were able to turn it positive, and yeah, the device is now sold out in the US. All right, so sort of sounds a little bit cheesy, but the social media started that it's a thing that you cannot really, once you start it, you cannot really turn it off. And the reason is that if you if you continuously build your fan base, so you got people following you, and then suddenly you stop concentrating to those people, or you actually stop, answering these questions, or you stop, posting interesting stuff, they making a brand perception of whatever you do over there. And that's gonna, eventually even turn against you. So when you do, when we do social media, it's an always-on commitment. It's forever. It's a marriage, and just things that we try to keep in mind is to keep learning and understanding my community. So make sure that you're there. You always think about if it's value, for them, and who they are and what they want to hear and so on. And also make sure that the communication is truthful, relevant, and useful to my community. Plus that we react fast to their questions. So whenever they ask a question from us, we cannot just wait. I mean, there needs to be an answer, an honest answer coming in really, really fast. And back to the MCs or the DJs of the social media managers, they need to be really passionate about the brand, because otherwise that's gonna show to their communities too. All right, any questions?
Thank you very much. Question?
Just a simple question. When are you launching the Nokia Lumia 800 here?
All right, so that's okay. I'm now pretending I'm the social media manager and you just asked the question on Facebook. So honest answer is that we want to make everything right this time, and make sure that the marketplace, so the store is there, the language is there, and we're working day and night. But sorry, I can't tell you any dates.
Because I get daily around 5 inquiries regarding the Lumia 800. That's why I'm asking you.
That's good news.
Yeah, so every day we tell them, like, we try to make it seem it's coming, stay tuned and everything, but I wanted to get a right answer, fresh answer from you, so we involve our customers with that.
And where what do you do?
Excite by Al Ghanam Electronics in Kuwait.
Okay.
So we got a lot of questions about this product specifically on daily basis, whether on Facebook or Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, we can hook up later. And
all right. Thank you.
Thanks. Yes.
Hello. I have a question about Nokia for your online media and the social media campaign. You did by Nokia yourself or through the agency?
Yeah, so we use media agencies. We use global agencies, Carrot, Aegis Group, and then we use Mediacom in India, and basically that's my region. So Carrot. So we do media via agencies.
Okay, so actually for kind of social media about Facebook and Twitter, for the respond, you did by yourself or also the agency did for you?
Social media management.
Exactly.
So it's kind of hybrid model. So because it requires a lot of resources, so we have dedicated persons, plus then we have agencies. But always the idea is that it's a Nokia person who's going to run the show.
Okay, so if somebody leave the message, how long they can get the feedback?
We should be able to answer in the same day.
Okay.
I think it's very important.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. We're running a little short on time, but if we have one more question. Yes.
Yeah, just a quick one. I'm not sure if this is confidential or not, but what is the percentage of social media / digital media investment in marketing Middle East Africa region within the total marketing or media spending? So how much do you actually spend behind digital / social media?
So it's the question is a very good question. I'm wrestling with that at the moment, because social media it's the part of the money should go to the creating of the content, and the content should be like extremely good. Average content is not going to get any visibility there. So creating the content and then making sure that you amplify the right content with the media buy. Not start from the media plan and then figure out, okay, here's the plan, and then throw in the content, which becomes average. So if it's high-end device, we put more money because we feel that more people are active on social media. So we put more money on digital, and then and more to actually the social media from the traditional standard banners or even maybe search. We keep pretty much the same. And then the lower end devices we put less on digital. But depending on country, up somewhere between 10 to 50%, depending on the country and the relevance of the media. All right.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.